Welcome to Homorazzi. We've got a lot to talk about again today. First of all, Nick is not here. We've got Matt with us. Yes. Say hello, Matt.
Hi, Nick actually asked me to sub in for him. He has a grinder date today, so he's meeting a cute boy.
Wow. That makes sense.
Let's hope he's cute.
20 minutes and you still can't make this whole show. That's great.
Adam, your phone's vibrating, but we'll leave those till later, right? Well, there's lots of gossip happening, and Tommy, I think you have a few stories for us to talk about.
Yeah, there's finally, after what seems like 2 years, Jessica Simpson had a toddler. She gave birth to a 9-pound girl, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. 9 pounds something ounces.
9 pounds something ounces. It just walked out of her womb. And everyone was trying to figure out why she stayed pregnant. Well, I mean, stayed pregnant for so long, right? She got a $3 million weight loss deal with Weight Watchers. So she's the new Jennifer Hudson.
So she shoved a cork in it and just waited?
Well,
so she had like the Beyonce fake belly, or what wasn't really?
Yes, some people think that, but I personally think that Beyonce wasn't pregnant. So Jessica Simpson had a full term, which is actually 10 months of pregnancy. Oh. Right? It's like full 9 months.
Can I ask why Jessica Simpson's even relevant anymore? What has she done in the last
She's on Fashion Show right now.
Oh,
and she's a billionaire.
So?
She's a billionaire.
Actually, yeah, out of all the celebrities, she's the one who's made the most money from putting her name on clothing, essentially.
From all of her nonsense.
Yeah.
So it's from her clothing line, then that's why she's still
And her shoes. And her makeup.
And her $3 million Weight Watcher deal now.
And her $3 million Weight Watcher deal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Moving out of gossip, I want to talk about music. I want to talk about Rihanna's new music video for Where Have You Been? I don't know if you guys have seen it, but if you haven't, we're going to take a look at it right now. Here's the clip. And what do you guys think?
I like it. I think she looks flawless, as always.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, other than
right now, I haven't had too much time to think about it. No, I'm kind of not on the Rihanna train anymore.
I'm kind of torn because we all know how strong of an advocate I am for anti-Chris Brown stuff. And ever since she did her duet with Chris Brown, I kind of feel like I can't like anything that she does. So it pains me when she released my favorite song off that album, and the video is actually pretty good. Yeah. The dancing is awful, but everything else in the video, I know you hate the dancing. Yeah. But the solo stuff, like in the swamp, is really good. So
and all of the outfits and the hair, and yeah, she was beautiful in it. Thank God Nick's not here though, because Nick
hates her.
Hates her.
He'll hate anything that he's not in, so that's the problem with it. But I got your point with the Chris Brown thing, I get it. Then she released her statement, which I weirdly liked. It was, I'm doing this for business, it's my decision, so screw off kind of thing. And I think role model, fine, that's not the best, but she's doing it for business, that's
But I kind of feel like she didn't need to do, like she's already super famous and her songs always go to #1. Why did she need to do that? You know, I felt like it was a big punch in the face to everyone who
Did any of you guys see those pictures
no
of her?
pun intended. No pun intended.
Did any of you guys see those pictures of her at Coachella doing drugs off of her bodyguard's scalp?
On the shoulders?
Yes, on the shoulders and off his head.
I mean, I guess that's what she was doing, right? Like,
yeah.
I heard it was
rolling
something.
Cottage cheese.
I heard it was cottage cheese.
Snorting cottage cheese.
Well, who knows?
No.
Well, another pair that are not so dramatic, that are collaborating together, are Enrique Iglesias and Jennifer Lopez. They're going on tour together. Jennifer Lopez is headlining her first world tour, she's calling it, although they haven't released all the dates yet.
It's an East Coast tour.
Yeah,
it's
so
not
far.
a world tour.
They've only released, I think, 20 dates so far, but there's going to be apparently 60. And I don't know, what do you guys think about that?
I really want to see J-Lo live.
Do you?
I do.
Oh,
She's not coming here.
I know, and I really want to see her live.
It's unfortunate.
it's not for me. I've seen her all this year on Idol, and I'm just turned off of her. And then her music videos are the same thing over and over again. It's 100 naked people melting around like some Kylie Minogue video from 2002.
She doesn't do that every time. That was a first.
No, that last one she did with that guy in the scepter was pretty much the exact same thing.
And she's had those stupid car commercials as well.
With her selling her car?
I do really love how she's just shameless with her plugging. Like with the plugs of all of her stuff that she promotes. I kind of am obsessed with it. Yeah, it's good.
Her boyfriend is actually the one choreographing the whole thing as well. What do we think about that? The age difference?
Man-child?
Man-child.
Who is her boyfriend?
Casper Smart.
Yeah.
He's 20, what, 4?
He's 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 24 years old.
She's, what's she,
106.
Yeah.
Good for her, though. I mean,
I don't know. It's just so transparent to what she's doing ever since she got divorced, and like it's just so whatever. But I still like her.
Tim Burton's new movie, Dark Shadows, with Johnny Depp, comes up next weekend.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen the preview for it?
I have. It looks really good. Of course, Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter are working together again.
Yeah.
Can we see it though right now? For us who
Yes,
haven't
let's
seen
look at a
it?
clip.
My name is Barnabas Collins. 2 centuries ago, I made Collinwood my home. My love. Until a jealous witch cursed me, condemning me to the shadows. One of you die! For all time.
Personally, I'm a little tired of Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. They've done 5 movies together in like the last 6 years.
I think you're completely wrong. I think those two collaborating together, I'm gonna pick on you because you're the new girl, but I feel like those two make really good movies together. Why would you be tired of it?
I would just like to see a new lead.
I don't
his
think so.
films.
Johnny Depp is one of the best character actors of our time, period. He can stay there.
I like the group thing. It's like a Wes Anderson movie,
Yeah.
like the Royal Tenenbaums or Aquamarine or whatever that movie was called. When you get a good group of people together, keep it together. Aqua like with Steve Zissou or whatever it is.
What do you think about the fact that it's a vampire movie again as well, but they've kind of reinvented it? Well, not really reinvented it,
wipe my eye.
but I mean, it's different from the rest. So you think it's gonna,
I mean, their
have staying
movies are
power?
always great. They always do amazing things together, and it's going to be enjoyable. I just wish the team would switch up a bit.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as far as I'm
That's
concerned.
pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I guess it's like the new Batman movie that's coming out. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for The Dark Knight.
I have, but
Third
it's really
one.
good. So
The
we're
Dark
just
Knight
gonna-
Rises.
Yes.
Sorry, honey.
Let's take a
Yes.
look.
Did they kill him?
I'm not sure.
Why didn't you just kill me?
Your punishment must be more severe.
Do you think he's coming back?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's much better than the first two.
I really like
really
what they're
cool.
doing with the whole Selena Kyle Catwoman thing, though. They're not giving you anything. They're not showing you anything of her because she's the most anticipated character.
Yeah,
from
she
the
doesn't
movie.
show any of her.
They
evil
don't
or
show
anything. She's just-
anything of, like, they only showed a spin kick and some goggles, but like they haven't shown anything of her, which is crazy.
I don't understand what you're waiting to see. She's gonna be a cat suit or whatever.
Well, but they want to see what the character is going to be like. Everyone is comparing it to Michelle Pfeiffer, which I think is the stupidest thing you can do. Just don't even compare. You can't compare the two. It's two
No, I know,
totally
but she
different.
was
Tim Burton did that one, actually. Did that
Yes,
Michelle
he
Pfeiffer.
did.
So you can't compare those two. Everyone needs to get Michelle Pfeiffer out of their head and give Anne a chance. I think she's going to do a great job at it.
I agree. I think she's going to be amazing as Catwoman.
Well, she's blowing up right now, so I'm sure she'll do a great job with this
Yeah.
one as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Another superhero movie that just came out, The Avengers. I know you saw it last weekend.
I saw a sneak preview of The Avengers. Actually, before I have a lot to say about it, so before I say about it, we should probably watch one of the 65 clips that they made. So here we go.
You threaten my world with war. You might not be glad that you did.
What have I to fear?
Let's do a head count. A couple of master assassins, the demigod, a super soldier, and you've managed to piss off every single one of us.
I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
So the whole story with the Avengers is that it's we've had 2 Iron Man movies, a Captain America,
Thor.
2 or 3, 2.
One Thor.
One Thor. Sorry, I'm thinking about the Hulk. There was 2 Hulks, right?
Maybe 3. They were terrible.
The Hulks were awful. So they all finally led up to this Avengers movie, which is they're all coming together as a team. I was really scared to see this movie because I wanted to make sure that they did it justice. It was 2.5 hours of the best comic book movie things I have ever seen in my life.
Full 2.5 hours. 'Cause I hate
no,
movies that
it's
are-
2.5
Okay, good,
hours.
Good.
And if while I was watching it, I mean, everybody did their character well. Like Iron Man did Iron Man, Thor was great, and even I was very vocal about Scarlett Johansson as Black Canary. I hated her in Iron Man 2 because Black Canary is Russian. That is her character. You are Russian, and she had no accent. And the whole story for that was,
It's a Cold
I'm
War
practicing my
throwback, yeah.
American. Well, you're Russian. Just do Russian. So right away, the first time you see, did I say Black Canary or Black Widow?
You said Black Canary.
Well,
which
that is completely the wrong
Yes.
thing. Black Widow, I apologize. The first time you see Black Widow in the Avengers, she speaks Russian. So I was extremely happy. And right away, that just set the tone for the entire movie.
They
Everything
must
was
have
so
got
good.
your mail and
they got
decided to fix
my
it.
message.
Yeah.
I sent them a text. You're just like sitting there in 3D and you're like dodging everything. Like it's really good.
Oh, it's 3D as well.
things?
It's 3D.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
You're
dodging
actually
things.
physically
I was
dodging
actually
things in the
physically
theater.
dodging things.
Amazing.
Well, Tommy got to speak about what his favorite stuff is right now. So it's my turn. And what the hugest two things in my life right now are obviously television, HBO, 10:30 o'clock, whenever it plays. It is Veep and it is Girls.
Yes.
And I wrote an article about this, about how I called them femedies, and it's now the new like female comedies that are coming out with Kristen Wiig and Tina Fey blowing it up, and these are hilarious and amazing. Veep, we'll talk about first. It's based on the life of the vice president, which we know is a bullshit role, and they completely expose how completely ridiculous it is, and he does nothing, or she does nothing. Because it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Elaine from Seinfeld, with a nightmarely awesome haircut, and super dark, super sexy. She looks super young. And she's the VP, and it's just her swearing 13 times in a minute, saying everyone's an idiot, trying to get some act put through, and no one's helping her out, and everyone's useless, but everyone's in these huge positions of power. It's awesome. We have a clip, and I forgot to throw it up, so I'd love to see it right now, though.
Of course, Aaron.
Madam Vice President.
How are you?
I've got a little bit of the bug, but other than that, I'm good.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, drink plenty of liquid. Well, that's sort of a stupid thing to say, isn't it? Because you can't drink a solid, can you? Soup?
Well, soup is solid suspended in liquid, so it qualifies as a liquid.
See, that Gary was a major at UVA in science, so occasionally that's of use.
I love how the humor is so dry on that show. Like, it's not campy, in-your-face, cheesy humor.
Yeah.
It's, like, really well written.
Veep, right? We're talking about
Yes,
Veep.
and
Okay.
the reason I think it might be like that, though, is because most people don't know it's based on a British show called In the Thick of It. And it's about the Prime Minister and people in the Ministry Cabinet, and of course it's British dry humor, so it's so ripped from that that's how it's coming across to America, and it's good.
I haven't seen it, so I have nothing to say about it.
I love that every time she comes to the office, did the president call? No.
No, it's like the running thing. And she's been on Jon Stewart talking. She's like, you will never see the president. You won't even know if we're Republican or Democrats or anything like that. Like, that doesn't matter to the show. All that matters is this position that's so useless. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
You have to watch
But
it.
Girls you've seen, though.
I have seen Girls.
Girls
I'll let you go
first?
first, and then I'll
Okay.
go, and then we'll duke it out. Go.
I'll be right. We're going to watch Girls first.
Okay.
I have HPV, which I found out today, so.
Oh my god, do you have warts?
No, I don't have warts, but, like, I haven't looked, like, deep inside myself, but I don't see any warts, so.
Oh, it's like much less bad then. Jessa has HPV.
She does? She never told me that.
Yeah, like a couple strains of it. She says that all adventurous women do.
Do you know who gave it to you?
It's so real. It's hipsters, which I hate, but they're privileged and they're trying to be independent, but they're completely dependent and they're real. I call it Sex in the City, but if it had the shining gloss taken off, and that's exactly what life would be like in New York for 22-year-olds who had some bullshit job and barely got on. What do you hate about it?
I feel like I'm watching Michael Cera in female form for half an hour. It was the biggest waste of my time. I was literally watching it and I'm like, I actually got really mad at you because you told me to watch it. And me and my roommate were watching it and we're like...
My roommate and I.
We were watching it and we stopped it halfway through the second episode and we're really pissed off. I hate it. I think it's one of the worst.
Did you watch the first episode?
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
I watched the first episode and I loved it.
Thank you.
It's stupid.
It's not
It's
stupid.
stupid.
It's
Adam.
exactly like you say. I find it like Sex in the City, but realistic. She's a writer, but
is
she's
it like
making
Sex
no
and the City
money.
at all?
Not a writer who's buying $400 shoes and living in a fabulous apartment. She's real. Her parents cut her off. She drinks opium tea.
And the main actress is actually the writer. Too,
Yes,
as well.
Lena Durham is the writer, executive producer, director, main star for the show. She wrote this movie called Tiny Furniture, which is this little indie thing that did really well, and it's a good example of this. It's basically like Jewish and 20 in New York. But this, you're crazy for not
I
liking
hate it. It's not entertaining to me. I think it's stupid. I think it probably has to do with the fact that I just hate people like that.
Well, and
Girls?
you like campy humor like GCB, Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, but but that show to me isn't like, but I also like other stuff. Like I like things that are a little bit SMRT too, you know, like a little bit smarter. But I don't find that show. I'll watch Veep. I'm actually interested to see that because I think she's a great actress. But I think Girls is the biggest load of garbage I've ever seen. I hate it. I will never
do
watch
not
it
agree.
again.
I think it's gonna blow up. I think
I
it's
don't
gonna
think
do really
so.
well.
It's doing really bad. A lot of people are pissed off at it.
Badly, it's an advert, but no, it's a critically acclaimed one that doesn't do well because people think it represents what's not really out there, but I think it does, and I think it's just a backlash from a girl who's in her 20s speaking out for what she sees as
No,
happening.
it's not a backlash. It's because it's a shitty show, Adam.
Well, outside of scripted television, we have the Real Housewives of Vancouver, which we're privileged enough to be in the same city with all this going on. What are you guys thinking so far?
I like to call them Patrick's new best friend.
Well, let's see them first before we make fun or comment on them.
This is the thing that gets me. When you say I'm a loser and I'm pathetic and I'm a
Honey,
cartoon
you told
character.
me I needed to get a job and quit
That's
mooching off other
after,
men.
and I've got it. We've got it on text.
The guys who were supposed to drive the truck were driving it like little girls.
I think I could drive better. Let's see if I can floor it in 10-inch stilettos. See? Told you I'm good.
What do we think about it? I know you love it because you love them.
The scenery shots are hands down amazing. Compared to the other Housewives, I think these people come across as ones with jobs for the most part, which is kind of interesting.
What? There's two. Who has it? There's two. Jody and Mary. No, not even Mary. Jody and who's the other one?
Mary's trying to go back into music. Ronnie's trying to open a wine company. I said at least they're putting into something that isn't just her going to lunch every day.
But she is going to lunch and playing tennis.
And flying the plane to lunch.
And that's what you do when you have $1 million. I would do that too and still try to do something on the side.
Way more than she's
I'm not
stupid rich.
Okay, but you watched all the other Housewives,
Yes.
so compare it to the other Housewives. Aside from it looks like they have jobs, what else is?
They seem to have real money as well.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. I think the Vancouver ones definitely seem to actually have, like the Jersey ones don't really have money. The only other ones that have money are
Atlanta has nothing.
Yeah, the only other ones that I would say have money are Beverly Hills.
And they're miles beyond everyone, which is fine.
Yeah.
But these ones have, like, let's talk Ronnie's super mansion or
She has
Jody's
17
actual
houses.
Yeah,
literally.
Which is shown to be a little bit fake because that neighborhood is a gated community, so her tennis court is a shared tennis court.
Don't destroy the TV magic.
I'm sorry.
I didn't know that.
I think out of all the Housewives, my favorite is Reiko.
Okay.
Yawn.
Switzerland.
Switzerland. She's so pretty.
Until this episode, and then she got weird, and that's not how I remember.
Yeah,
things
I didn't
happening.
like that actually.
No. She's on Team Ronnie and being ridiculous about it. So.
And she's boring. Come on, get involved in the drama.
Yeah, I guess.
With the claws
Well,
out.
I'm told that she gets a little bit more involved.
Oh,
as
and
it
she
goes on,
switches teams and goes on to Mary and Christine. Whatever. It's just.
And what is this whole drama about Jody and her daughter Mia not being Jewish?
Oh God.
Like, how is that even an issue?
Let's go to a break before we get into that.
It's been 14 weeks. And we have a Drag Race winner.
I feel like you're just about to announce it for the first
time. I know.
We're crying.
I'm actually I'm very surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'm completely shocked. The winner is Sharon Needles.
You were surprised even though you knew the entire time who was gonna win?
No, I'm gonna tell you a secret because I don't think I should say it because it'll spoil it, but I have very good sources. And I knew who the top three were a long time ago. I thought I knew the winner, but then I also remembered someone saying, I mean, this isn't secret information. You can find this anywhere on the internet, right? That the top three were being held like they were, what's the word? A cliffhanger. Okay? So Rue was keeping them in a cliffhanger, and I was like, wait a minute. And then I found out the week of the reunion, Kenya Michaels posted on her Facebook, I finally got my outfit ready for the reunion. And I was like, oh my God, they haven't chosen a winner. They're going to choose one at the reunion. So they did. What they did was they filmed 3 different endings. So no one knew. The winner didn't even know.
You've been telling me drunk at clubs for weeks that you know who won this show.
Well, I don't.
Oh my God.
Actually, he talked to Sharon Needles.
I did. I talked to her, and this is the first contestant that I've ever been nervous to talk to. I don't know why. I didn't get to talk to Latrice. Latrice was my girl. Like, she's my home girl. And I didn't get to talk to her because she was filming Drag You. But hopefully I will be able to get her when she when we start seeing Drag You in the summer. Anyways, the whole reason I'm very surprised with Sharon Needles is she was clearly the fan favorite. She was clearly the most...
Of those 3.
No, well, yes, of those 3. Latrice was the fan favorite of the season.
Yeah.
Because she did win that, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So she was the favorite out of those 3. She was also the most creative. She was the most different. And Sharon didn't need to win this to be a star. And I have this theory that RuPaul never would have chosen anyone that would eclipse RuPaul's fame. That took me way too long to get out, sorry. I never thought that she would pick anyone that would be more famous than RuPaul. She picked Sharon Needles, and it just felt like everything was right in the world. And Latrice Royale was picked as fan favorite, and again, it was like everything was right in the world. No one was really surprised, but it was kind of nice to have a reality show end how you wanted it to end and how you expected it to end.
So what else is happening in gay news?
Since you don't watch Drag Race.
Yes.
Well, Dan Savage, I don't know if you guys saw the speech that he did. He was doing a speech in Seattle for a group of students. He kind of went off onto a tangent, I guess, on what they were expecting him to talk about. And it got a little controversial in some people's eyes, but I'll let you guys decide.
The same way we have learned to ignore the bullshit in the Bible about shellfish, about slavery, about dinner, about farming, about menstruation, about virginity, about masturbation, we ignore bullshit in the Bible about all sorts of things. The Bible is a radically pro-slavery document. Slave owners waved Bibles over their heads during the Civil War.
So, thoughts? Do you think that he has anything at all to apologize for, or, you know, was he...
I have a huge crush on him.
Of course, like we can't even get to anything serious.
Oh, God,
so cute.
He has nothing to apologize for.
No.
Nothing
You don't
whatsoever.
think so?
Not
No.
whatsoever. I think his final line of, it's hilarious to see that when pansies like this, when you finally start pushing back and they don't expect it, that they turn into pansy asses. And you can tell those church people that come back in, you could see them walking out in hordes and that girl's necklace like shining. I almost thought it was fake. How many people left that room? I mean, it was in Seattle. It's like journalists to be. How many Christian Seattle people could I even think of? So
when Christian leaders start being forced to apologize for the things they say, then Dan Savage can apologize. But
I just
I'm
really
sorry.
don't like to talk about anything this serious because I feel like anything I say is totally phony. So I'll let this one go with you guys.
Well, fine. I saw my opinion. He was dead on right. He called out what people have been saying in small forms for years on a big stage, because this is getting played a lot. He's a big name in gay rights and advocacy. He's calling it out for shellfish, for marriage, for women's hynems, for like for everything, tattoos, for racism, for slavery. The slavery is what he harped on, and he was absolutely right. It's the most basic human right, and they got it completely
There were
wrong.
a lot of people that were cheering, which is good too, and kudos to him. All these people were leaving, and his speech didn't change at all. He kept going as if nothing was happening, even though we could see on camera.
And that's because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
I mean, absolutely good for him.
I don't understand how. I get that people are asking to apologize. I hope that he hasn't. I haven't heard that he has. So I
don't think so.
I'm very anti-organized religion and stuff like that, and this is just the huge putting it out there reason why. I don't understand gay Christians myself, but everyone's to each their own.
That's okay. I don't want to anymore or Dan Savage. We have some really big news. This is like family news. As we all know, Johnny Staub. He got a promotion on the Beat 94.5 in Vancouver to morning radio show host.
Which is huge.
Which is
huge.
Pretty much the pinnacle of what you can get. So for me, I want to say congratulations to Johnny. Where do I look?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Johnny. Over there. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
Johnny. I know what, I mean, Tyrell kind of broke the news on Twitter to me. And then I texted Johnny and I couldn't believe it was real. I mean, it's awful. I will never listen. It's at 6 a.m. until 9 a.m. I'm still sleeping. But I did get up the first time they were on and I did listen, which was really good.
Because you're such a good
Because
friend.
I'm such a good friend.
They all did a really good job too. I listened to it that morning. The music they played was really good.
Yeah. I'm just excited because it's like, I mean, Johnny's our best friend.
Yeah.
He's, you know what I mean? So.
I was like, good luck on going to bed early.
I know, his whole life is going to be changed. He has to go to bed at 3 a.m. now.
Well, congratulations again to you, Johnny. We wish you all the best in your new position. Thank you to Matt for joining us today. And thank you, all of you guys, for tuning in this week. We'll see you guys next time.
But no thank you to Nick for missing us.
No thank you to Nick.
Really
He better have been huge and hot, is all I can say. I'm sure he wasn't. I'm sure he's that little redheaded hipster he's trying to do with that Starbucks underneath where he lives. A redheaded hipster who works at Starbucks underneath Nick, that's right.